Okay, I feel like a lot of people really want to know this. Alright, so it didn't work out with Nico because my mom didn't like Nico. So it was like a whole Steve situation after. Because right after I dated Steve, right? I went to date Nico. But before Nico, I was dating someone called David. And like I used to actually go to church with David because I used to go to the church near Atherton. And I brought him there once. But then he didn't want to get a job. Like David refused to get a job. David was like, came up with a bunch of excuses on why he couldn't go to school, and my mom was like, yeah, if he can go to school or get a job, like that's fine, I'm gonna let you date him. But he didn't do either one of those things, so I couldn't date him because I was like, the last time I didn't, what the fuck, the last time I didn't listen to my mom, the whole Steve shit happened, so I was like, I don't want to do this again. So that was why I never dated David, and I don't know how to break up with people, so I just ended up cheating on him. And then I cheated on David with Nico. So no, this is why I'm always so like on top of my shit now, because it's like I don't want any guys to get harassed because I didn't realize these things. Like I'm so focused on myself and minding my own business that I never really cared about what happened to other people because I'm like that's not really my problem and it should not really be my responsibility because that has nothing to do with me. No, I'm trying to get shit done so I can be done after one game because I need to go eat and go to sleep. So after I was dating David, no, after I didn't know how to end things with David, so I just cheated on him with Nico. So then when I was dating Nico, he met my mom and my mom was like, "Oh, I don't like him either." And then I try to like talk my I feel like I had a discussion with Nico and trying to make him do like other things or like just trying to push him to be better or like just not what he was really doing, you know? And I don't think that worked. And then I just didn't know what to do. So then I cheated on Nico too as my way of breaking up. Like, I don't know how to break up with people, so I just cheat on them. And like, after that, I think I stopped having boyfriends. No, and then I dated Abdul for a little bit. And then the reason why I broke up with Abdul is because he told me he would pick me up after work. And he never picked me up. And then I got really pissed off. And I think I cheated. Well, he thinks I cheated, but I'm pretty sure I broke up with him because that day after he didn't pick me up, I swear to God, I think I was so pissed off. I was just like, whatever. And then I don't even know why the fuck he kept talking to me. Anyways, so after that, after Abdul, I think that was just pretty much it. Like, I don't think I wanted to really date anybody anymore. Like, I tried, but then I think I was kind of a bitch. Not really like, because you know how, like, when you first date, you're like, okay with everything, you're like, okay with the way things move, but then, like, when you have, like, a certain goal in mind, or, like, when you want something, you kind of make it really clear, and sometimes guys don't like that. So I think it became harder because I kept trying to, like, test them faster and faster, and they just couldn't do anything, so then I would just keep moving on. Like, Mason, I did the same thing, where, like, I think he replied me really slow, and he started playing games with me, so then I moved on from that. I was like, fuck this shit. So like that's why I always tell people like don't play games with people who you actually want to date because I have a feeling Mason actually wanted to date me, but he was playing games about like replying slow and then all that shit, and it really pissed me off. So then that fucking failed, and I think other OK Cupid stuff is just like you guys play too many games, and I'm like honestly like I really don't give a fuck anymore. So, and I also have the whole like thinking of like, you know, if you can't have sex with me more than once, or like if sex doesn't even work, then like honestly, I don't think the relationship is really gonna last. Cause like that's the one thing in a relationship that's never gonna change, you know? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, the nut, like, if you can't even have sex with someone you like, then like, honestly, what is the point of that relationship? No offense. But, so after that, I think I just kind of stopped dating because I'm like, fuck this shit. This is so fucking annoying. And then I don't really like dating anymore. And when I came into esports, the reason why I was actually really liking it is because I was like, well, for once, I can't just automatically have sex with someone whenever the fuck I want, which is actually really good for me because I'm fucking insane. And so it was just really beneficial for me because I actually got to know people and like I actually had to spend the time on getting to know them. Thank you. So to me, it wasn't really like a loss or anything because I'm like, maybe I shouldn't always try to have sex with people. So, no, I think like a guy a lot of times because you know how like guys are always like, yeah, let's see if we can fuck, and if we can fuck, then like shit works. All right, what does this have to do with mechanics? So the reason why I try to date Nico again is, and it had a, I could kind of relate to Medios because I think Medios wanted to try and see if it could work out with Pokimane. So like during that time when Medios was doing that, I actually went back to Nico and see if I could date Nico. But then I was like, dude, there's so much high school bullshit that I legit cannot even date him. And like that's also the same reason why I could not date Khan or Korhan because I was just like honestly I'm so fucking paranoid about like what happened to me in high school that like I don't even know how to date anybody from high school even though like I would have been perfectly fine dating Nico. It's just there's so much fucking shit that happened in high school that like I can't let it go. And then when people started telling me that it was Scorpio moon, I was just like, "Oh my god, this makes so much sense. I just need to find somebody who understands this and accepts it and can work with it, you know?" Because a lot of people, like a lot of normal people, would be like, "Well, why can't you let it go?" I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like, I can't let it go. So, and then with the whole Tim thing, it was more of like college stuff because there was a lot of fucking girls that are just like, I don't know. I think if all that college shit and all that high school shit didn't happen, I think I would have just stuck with Nico because I known him the longest, so I probably would have been most comfortable with him. But for like Abdul, there was just like so much shit that like I just couldn't handle, you know? Because Abdul likes to do this thing, like he likes to do this thing where like he just doesn't want to talk to anyone for a while, and like for me that's just not okay. And like I was just like honestly, I don't know if I can do this. Like I knew how to fix his problems, I knew like everything, but I just couldn't handle it because of the way he was as a person. No, like I understand like sometimes you need to be left alone, but like for me as a Scorpio moon, like it's great when it's a friend, but like when I'm trying to date you and like I just can't handle it. Like I just can't. It's fine to do it to me as a friend, but I just can't fucking handle it. Like my mental, my emotional, I just lose my shit. And then oh man. Anyway, so for like Nico and Abdul, most of the reasons why I love dating mechanics is because you guys always understand me so fucking well. But when that shit happens, it actually really fucking annoys me because you guys are always playing those goddamn games, and it really fucking pisses me off because I'm like, I don't understand like why your goddamn problem is like this, and I understand there's like the whole like whatever, but then it's like the more stable you are with me, the better. So I don't know. It honestly just pisses me off, and I couldn't handle it, and I just it just never fucking worked. And so that's pretty much it. That's the end of the relationships. There's not much else. What does it have to do with cars? Oh, because I really like cars. So it's just nice to have someone to talk to about like that car sounds like shit or that car looks like shit or like just like certain things that usually only mechanics will understand because it's like it's not really something that's really normal to understand for normal people if they don't know. Yeah, it's like yeah the PC memes, the game memes, the spec memes where like people are just like fucking some of the shit that happens, it really honestly to a normal person it makes no fucking sense at all. Like it genuinely makes no sense. So that's why I like mechanics and like it's just sometimes like I actually really like Nico's schedule and that's why I wanted to date him again. Like when Pokimane and Meteos tried to date Pokimane again and I was just like it's just nice to know that I'm not the only person like that's having these problems of whether I should go back or not because I've always had this thing where I don't go back to past relationships because I'm like, they failed for a reason, and like that's why every single time I think most of my relationships ended within a year because I'm like, by this time I think I already kind of know how you are as a person and how you think and everything like that. So like, and I understand like I don't think Nico's mom is kind of like my mom, where like she will tell him what to do or like who to date or like what to choose and stuff like that. So like when my mom was all trying to tell Nico what to do, I think he was kind of like really annoyed by that. He was like, "Well, you're your own person. Like, why does that have to do with my mom, your mom?" And I was just like, honestly, I don't want to deal with this. So I just like broke up. I just like cheated on him because I couldn't handle it because I'm like, I don't know why I have to explain myself. And then I just got really pissed off. So there's just like really small culture communication, just like things, and that's why like I really like just dating in esports because it's like you're forced to kind of communicate because there isn't sex and possessiveness and like all that insecurities and nonsense. And like honestly, I really like how in esports it's not like the whole Tim situation where like thank you where it's like because of who I know or whatever, I have pre-existing perception or ideas about like what kind of person they would be or like stuff like that. And that's kind of what I meant about like high school and college stuff, because it's like you guys might think like I don't really care about it, but no, like there's a reason why I just didn't want to date Korhan or Khan, even though like everything was perfectly fine, but it sometimes isn't even like their fault, you know? Like I'm pretty sure their intentions were all good. It's just I don't have that trust anymore just because of like, so it wasn't even like oh they were fucked up or whatever. It was just nice to have people who understood me before I did drugs, but then I became so fucking insecure about like just everything that like it didn't really matter at that point anymore. It was just like it's nice to have a friend, but I couldn't date. Cause you know how like yeah, thank you. When you date and you have marriages and stuff, like that's just completely different than just like being friends. Like there's so much more other shit you have to talk about, and like at least for Nico and Abdul, well, Abdul is more of just like family shit. Cause I think he told me once he was like, I don't even think I can date you because I'm Muslim. So like, like I think even if he wanted to date me, he couldn't because he's Muslim. So like I think he had like his own like problems to deal with, and like I don't think I was helping because I'm super possessive. So like I can't even like fix those problems, and I would have been perfectly fine with it, but I guess maybe he's not okay. Honestly, I don't know. There's just see what I'm saying? Like there's just so many fucking problems, and like I don't know what the fuck to do, honestly. Oh my gosh, you could have totally hooked me. Why didn't you do it? All right. So yeah, there's just a lot of family stuff. It's mostly like families and like just different beliefs and stuff like that. And that's why this time I'm kind of like I don't really want to, cuz I completely understand from his perspective, cuz my family's the same way. They're like, "What the fuck is up with your ears? Like, can you fucking like not?" And I'm like, "I don't think you understand." They're like, "Can you take that shit out?" I'm like, "No, I can't." So like it's actually funny because like we actually have that in common, so we kind of understand each other, but you have to understand like I don't know what it is about either sex or like something about I don't know, but I actually am not as insane, I feel like, as them. I feel like they kind of lose their shit a little bit more than me for some reason, so I don't know. I don't know what to do. Yeah, but I don't really want to date someone that's like, like there's a reason why I hide it, and there's a reason why I don't want people to know it. Anyway, so what else is there? I don't know what else you guys want to know. Like, that's it. Yeah, I usually break up over one small thing. I'm not even joking. I really do. But why? Because I don't want to change people. Like I try to change Steve so many times. Like I would be like, okay, like let's get over this, let's work this through, or like let's try this, or like let's try this, or like he would be like, oh yeah, I can't do this and I can't do this, and I'm like, yeah, my mom doesn't like you either, and then we would try to work things out and then do all this stuff, but then it's just like never really changed anything at all. So like I don't really like to work things through unless it's like a mutual thing where like we can both agree or like both have similar problems or like something that's like we both have in common, I guess. Thank you. So I don't know. I can't really I don't know. I like esports because it doesn't have that sex thing. Because I really genuinely think there's something about either the way I have sex or like the way I affect people around me, because I don't ever see any girls having the same problem as me, and I'm starting to think like okay, thank you for that. So I definitely think it has something to do with sex because nobody, well actually, who am I kidding? It actually still does fucking happen. Never mind. So I guess it's not sex. It's just kind of the way I am, which is great because there's nothing I can do to change it. Oh, I'm regretting this. Alright, that was just such a fucking stupid fucking. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I was just trying to counter mouse, and I got Anivia because of the range and all the fucking little things. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys wanted me to do or talk about or whatever. There isn't really anything to talk about. Well, if you didn't learn from your past relationships, that's not really something I can help you with. Like, I don't know. I kind of learned. No, that's why like when I am in esports, I'm like I have no obligation to be around you because like I've noticed with Nico and Tim and Abdul, because we all went to the same school, there was a lot of like we couldn't avoid each other kind of thing. So like when I could actually avoid people in esports, I started to really take advantage of that because I'm like, why would I date them? Because they were so different. You know, like Nico had an old school car. That was like the only reason I dated him out of anybody else. And it's funny because I never asked him for rides, and I don't even think he actually even knows when I need a ride. He like has to like catch me needing something, and that's why I actually always wanted to go back to him because I'm like, okay, this is like Rufus, were you licking your butt? This is like the only time when someone actually knew what I needed before I had to say something, and like I just personally really like that because for a lot of my other boyfriends, I guess, I just had to do so much more of the stuff, so it was just nice. But then when he wouldn't respect my mom or like what she said and wasn't willing to compromise, I was just like, what the fuck? This is like, what if the same shit Steve happened again? And I'm like, just like, I can't do this. Oh my gosh, I should have flashed first. No, wait. But if I flashed, wouldn't my alt have canceled? Alright, anyways, so yeah, for Abdul, there's really nothing I can do because he's Muslim, and I'm not gonna disrespect his parents. So there's literally nothing that we could have done. But it's funny because like I have to try and encourage him to go back to doing what he was doing because he wouldn't do it if I didn't. But I think I know why he wouldn't because I don't. I just don't. Yeah. Anyways, so what else? They're like the only two mechanic guys I've ever dated. So like I don't know. I remember Abdul tried to what is it? He tried to install fucking my speakers for me, and it was hella funny because like he was doing it when his friends were still working in the garage, and it was hella funny because I feel like he was doing most of it, and his friends were just fucking around. No, I had sex with him just to piss you off. That's why like I just don't talk to him. And I guess that really pissed him off because I'm like, honestly, and that's kind of where the whole situation of if you really respected your friend, then you wouldn't have had sex with me. Oh my gosh, this not again. So I really need to stop falling for that. But no, this is actually another thing because I know there's these two other guys from high school that are Nico's friends or whatever, and they never got pissed off at me for doing that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I meant by like if they really cared, they wouldn't have first of all, they wouldn't get mad. And second of all, they wouldn't have even done it. You know what I mean? He would have been like, I'm not gonna do it because it's like whatever. So I don't know what to say because it's like, yeah, but they didn't. People don't. There's certain. Yeah, but you can't really get mad. You know what I mean? No, that's what I'm saying. That's where all the sexism and stuff comes from, and that's why I'm like, I just don't even want to have sex anymore. Like, if you're really gonna start like with, oh fuck me, if you're really gonna start with that, then like honestly, I can just go with that because it's like, if you're gonna say like, oh yeah, only women are not allowed, then it's kind of like, well, that's kind of fucked up because I know damn well you fucked all my friends. So you know what I mean? It's kind of fucked up in that sense. So no, that's why usually nobody gets mad because they're just like honestly like because like they know that like everybody's just fucking everybody anyways. So, anyways, that's just my own personal opinion on that. No, that's why I was laughing when Zoe Quinn was all trying to like attack me. I'm like, bitch, you have no idea. So I was just letting her attack me, but now that she knows, like, I guess I just have to block her. Anyways, besides the point, I'm not really staying on topic here, but Moonjill's already there. Are you guys not looking at the map? Do you guys not look at the map when you play? Like, what the fuck? All right, but yeah, I don't know what you want to tell. I mean, want to know from me? Like, most of the time, like, if you cannot prove to me that you're like, you know, I know there's a lot of times where people are like, oh yeah, well you have to compromise. I'm like, what is there to compromise? Like, if he truly cares about me, he wouldn't do anything that would like jeopardize that, right? And he hasn't, and I haven't either. So like, what the fuck is that? Like, where we're just retards? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's how it works. So like, that's why whenever people try to turn it back on me, like, oh yeah, Christine was a fucked up one, I'm like, but you didn't really give a fuck, like, and nobody's even blaming you. I'm not even trying to turn people against you. Like, so like, what the fuck is all this shit? I don't understand. Um, I'm just saying, and that's kind of why like I really like esports. Thank you, because it's like there's not all that emotional, like all that bullshit kind of thing where it's like let's play favorites and shit like that. Like I play favorites for dogs because I'm like honestly like I don't like all dogs, so I'm not even gonna try and lie about that. So I don't really see how that has to do with me in real life because it's like these are dogs. Like I don't play favorites when it comes to kids. Oh fuck. I don't play favorites when it comes to kids or like when I used to teach swimming because I'm like I'm not here to pick who's like the best swimmer. It's just kind of like whoever can have the most interest, and I guess they'll technically be my favorite because it's like if you're the only person with the most interest, then isn't that kind of obvious that you would be my favorite? Like, isn't that common sense? So like when you're saying I'm picking favorites with the dogs, it's kind of like I understand like dogs or whatever, and I don't see the point of that. Like my dog personally doesn't like people, and my dog personally doesn't like other dogs. So there's not really a whole like favoritism there. It's just kind of like if he wants to be left alone, he wants to be left alone. Like even if you like him, like I guess you can try and force yourself onto him, but I don't think he's gonna really react very well. Like he's either gonna be like, honestly, I don't really care, or he's just gonna be like, I don't know. So yeah, no, I know there's a lot of like people you surround yourself with. And like honestly, I don't know what to do in that situation because like I know for Nico at least there was a lot of people he's friends with just because he lived in Willow Glen or whatever. And like honestly, I don't even know what the fuck that means. And then when Tim was like, "Oh yeah, I live in Atherton," I'm like, "Dude, I've never even fucking heard of Atherton, and I honestly don't even give a shit." And like I told my friend Sunny, and she was all like, "Oh my gosh, Atherton's so rich." I'm like, "Yeah, but he kind of acts like an idiot. So like, how much money does he really have? Like, I don't understand." Like even if his family has money, like once his family dies, like he gets an inheritance, right? So if his parents are lawyers and he's not a lawyer, then how much of the money is he really gonna get? Isn't he just gonna spend all his fucking money? Like it doesn't make any sense. So then that's why like whenever people start going insane over it, I'm like, you guys are so dumb. Dude, they like dive. Like I don't know how to play if they don't dive. Like what do I do? They play so passive. What do I do? I don't like instigating fights. So like I'm just I don't know what to do. Oh, what? Oh yeah, for George, I just didn't like him. I felt like I was taking care of my brother, so I was like, I have two brothers, but I would be dating one. Like, that's so weird. I don't know. I just don't like to take care of stuff for men. I feel like I should be taken care of, not have them take care of me. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm perfectly happy with what's going on in my life right now. Actually, not really complaining. Well, I think you waited what, like 3 years? Fuck. I think he waited like 3 years or something for me, because like that's it. I mean, from the time it happened, I'm guessing he already had it in mind. Because so, I mean, if you look at the time and the things that have happened, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's at least 3 years. I mean, it could have been more than 3 years because he could have. I'm guessing you guys know whenever someone new pops up because there's not a lot of new people like all the time. I mean, yeah, but no, I don't think there is. So, anyways, I know a lot of shit. I know what's going on, and honestly, I feel like in esports, it's not starting over. It's like everything is documented. So it's not like in real life, like you know how what happened with Nico, what happened with Abdul, like that shit just will not happen. You know what I mean? Like it just cannot. It's impossible almost because it's like we see everything and we directly communicate with each other that like yeah, I'm sure it can happen, but if you look at the chat logs, like it didn't. So so like you know what I mean? It just it would I don't think it's possible for it to happen again. I actually like this ward. You know, if you put it over here, I wouldn't be able to see it, right? All right. So I just thought, you guys should know this because I think you guys. I know a lot of people have messed up in esports, but it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, like people can still access that information if they really wanted to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you say you never did this or you never did that, or like if you say, oh, I never talked to this person or I never talked to that person, like, there's a way and a method of finding out if they did or not, which is something that never happens in real life. And I think that is why most of my relationships just never worked because like there was a lot of people, especially for Tim, because he lived in Atherton, so I guess it drove everyone crazy, but I don't think anybody realized that Tim himself is actually pretty fucking useless because he doesn't know how to do anything. You know what I mean? Like he has no degree, he has no intelligence of anything. Like even if his parents are judges, like he doesn't know anything. Like none of them are just going to be like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead, Tim. Come be a judge with us." Like that's not how it's going to work. You know what I mean? So like even if yeah, sure his parents are lawyers or whatever, like nobody's just going to be like, "Yeah, sure, Tim, come right ahead. Go ahead." Like you have no college education, you have no experience as a lawyer, you have no court experiences. Yeah, sure, go ahead. We're perfectly fine with it. Yeah, just come on into the fucking courthouse. Yeah, sure, Tim. Go right ahead. Like nobody's fucking going to do that shit. So like for you guys to be like, "Oh yeah, Tim has hella money." I'm like, "No, he doesn't." And if you treat his parents like fucking mules, then like honestly, I don't even want to be associated with you. You know what I mean? And like that's kind of the rich kids that I fucking hate cuz like I know Nico's not like that cuz I feel like his parents raised him to be really really independent to the point where it's like you are going to make your own decisions, you will live your own life, like that is going to be you. Like what is mine and what is yours. And I really like that, but the whole disrespecting my mom thing is just not okay. And that's not really his fault because it's like he's always raised to have be his own person and be independent, so like I just didn't want to fucking argue. And then yeah, thank you for reminding me. There's a lot of like high school stuff that was just like, oh yeah, Christine's hella fucked up. I'm like, if you're gonna steal $80 from me, then I'm gonna offer that $80 to anybody that can get it. And I'm not even gonna fucking ask them for any money in return. I'm not gonna be like, hey, get that $80 for me back. I would be like, if you can get that 80, then keep that 80. I don't even give a shit. But if you're gonna be trying to do that shit to me, then I have no fucking problem. I'm just saying. So he can twist it and turn it however the fuck he wants, but this is kind of the shit that I'm talking about. Because if this shit happened in esports, it would be kind of like, well, you did kind of fucking steal it, right? So like honestly, what happens after is really not a surprise to anybody because we all know what the fuck happened, right? Yeah, that's why I said I don't want to date him because he's like, I don't think he's confused. I think it's just like, he's like, oh yeah, Christine doesn't know this, Christine doesn't know that. I'm like, yeah, you don't really know anything about private schools either. So in a way, you're kind of not my level. So, but I never wanted to say that because I was just like, honestly, if he's poor, he might like pull some poor people shit, and like, I don't have any poor people connections, so like, I would automatically lose that fight. So I didn't want to take that fight. So I just never said anything. My goodness, that is the wrong place. But yeah, there's a lot of like, it's not petty shit. It's just normal shit, you know. Like normal people take advantage of the fact, you know, and then now there's social media, and the elites don't know what the fuck to do anymore. And it's not really elites because international elites like Europeans or like Chinese people, they're always like, you know, we know exactly what's out there, and we're not about to be stupid enough to challenge these people because like we know exactly how much power these people hold. You know, but it's just like the Americans being dumbasses and being like, yeah, we got this. I'm like, I don't think you understand. And then it's really funny because it's always the American elites thinking like, oh yeah, you know, we got this, and I'm like, I don't see any other country having even remotely the balls to say this. Like not even Japan, because I feel like Japan sometimes with PSN they're just like everybody's bitch because they're just like, oh my god, like we gotta make shit that people want. We can't just do whatever the fuck we want. Yeah. And I think that's why Nintendo did the whole Gamergate thing because they're like, we understand who's playing our fucking games, especially when there's Nintendo and that girlfriend thing. Like, why would they choose to have a virtual girlfriend versus a real girlfriend? Oh, I don't know, Gamergate. So I'm just saying, you know, there's a lot of things that are like, you know, it's pretty obvious. Oh fuck. There's a lot of things that are pretty fucking obvious. Like if you kind of, I mean, I don't understand how you missed that point. To be honest, like why would anybody choose to have a virtual girlfriend versus having a real fucking girlfriend? And why would anybody choose to have a prostitute versus having a wife at home, besides the fact that they like to be like literal lions and have like four bitches? But you know what I mean? Like, it's just, honestly, you guys are just so dumb. Like, I don't know. If I knew all this, well, I mean, you guys constantly chose. No, no, this is why I was so on Daniel's ass about this shit. I was like, well, if you're gonna choose to prioritize somebody else over me, like with the whole Tim thing, I know Tim, like, constantly regrets this because he's like, you know what, I've been wrong about Christine. I'm like, technically, you were never wrong. It's just what your friends said were wrong, and what you are wrong at is believing them. Your personal thoughts are not wrong because you know me. So, your own ideas and your own thoughts about me are not wrong, but you are wrong to choose to listen to them. Well, that's why he's smart because he did his own research and he knows his own shit. He didn't go, "Hey, so do you know Christine? Like, do you know this? Do you know this?" He never did any of that. He did his own research. He was like, "Okay, is Christine this fucked up bitch that everybody says?" And then he just spent fucking 3 or 4 years doing his own goddamn research, and that's why he knows so much about me. Oh fuck, that's the wrong button. This is a shit game, man. I'm doing a shit job. I'm sorry. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? I don't even know what the fuck. And why the fuck am I running it down? Why am I so close? Alright, anyway. No, dude, once I put up that wall, I started questioning myself. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I in the middle of this? Why am I in the middle of my alt? Why am I next to my own fucking wall? Like, oh god, dude. That was so bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, team. This is why I don't talk when I play League of Legends. Like shit like this happens, and it's just so bad because the team's just like, "What the fuck?" And I'm just like, honestly, what the fuck? Because I can't do anything about it. All right. Anyways, Pipsqueak is kind of like me. She's fucking so emotional, so like, oh my gosh, my owner did this to me today, and like, I'm just so pissed off at her right now. How do I know his patience? Because I'm not even gonna report anybody. Like, I done fucked up there. All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to know? Because I don't ever want to fucking talk about this shit again. It makes me so goddamn miserable. Like having to relive my fucking memories and shit. All right. So, is there any more stupid? I mean, oh god damn it, chat. Is there any more questions about like my relationship and stupid shit on why it didn't work? There's a reason. Why is it always 1 year? Because usually after 1 year and you get used to the other person, all the other like shit goes away. You know, like it's usually within the first week. Yeah, but then like all that shit is just way too much for me. Like, you know how sometimes people are like, "Oh my gosh, I got an anniversary gift," and it's like, "Oh my gosh," I'm like, "Oh god, what the fuck?" I just want to like relax and get to the relaxing phase. Like, I don't even want all the courting, all the flirting, all the dinners and shit. I honestly just want to get to like the end. Like, I really don't even want any of this. I just want someone I can be comfortable with. It's not just that. Like, oh man. Oh yeah, I gotta go back then. Okay. So I've never really liked dating, like ever, because I just like to be comfortable around people. So like even when I was really, really young, I never liked dating. And that's why I kind of relied on the support of my friends. And that's why it's always like if my friends are doing it, I can feel more happy about it because it's like I don't know what it is about dating, but I just don't like to meet or be around new people. Like I just like to already know. I don't think I like to date new people. I feel like I like to date people that I already kind of know. No, that's why I said esports is perfect because usually when you're in esports, it's not just like, "Oh, hi, can I date you?" And in real life, it's kind of like that where like everybody's like, "Oh, hey, what's your number? Let's go on a date." And I'm like, "Honestly, I don't feel comfortable with this. Like I want to get to know you first." And that's I don't know about OkCupid, but OkCupid actually has a legitimate reason for that. Because a lot of times on OkCupid, a lot of people are fake or like they're fake accounts or like they're catfishing, thank you. So like when they say, "Hey, can I meet you?" and stuff, it's pretty legitimate. And for me, I always want to have sex. So like honestly, it's not even really their fault cuz I'm like fucking crazy. So I can't even fully blame it on them cuz it really isn't even their fault because I'm fucking insane as well. So when you have two people that are completely ready, it's not really like one person or the other. It's kind of like you guys should technically be both at fault. I mean, that's actually why I did not date them because if they want to keep saying it's my fault, then I mean, isn't it clear why I'm not interested in them right now? Like, so okay, so yeah, I do actually. So there was this one guy I used to do drugs with, and then we would have sex after, and it would be the fucking most awesome thing ever. Except I would get really, really possessive and be like, who the fuck are you hanging out with? Why the fuck are you with them? And then it's like every single girl, I just lose my goddamn shit. And I was just like, honestly, maybe I shouldn't try to date guys and do drugs at the same time anymore because I'm fucking going crazy. So, I can't do that anymore, and that's why I'm sober. Because I'm like, if I want to date, I can't be doing drugs. Because I have like two spectrums. Fuck everybody, literally fuck everybody, or like be super possessive. And like either one of these doesn't work out because I'm either gonna get A's or I'm gonna get like beaten up or I'm gonna fight somebody. So, oh my god, oh god, it's just so bad. I've already tried, it doesn't work. Oh god. So, that doesn't work. And real life dating doesn't work because you guys are always like posting pictures about dinners and shit. And I'm like, honestly, I just want my privacy. Like, I don't know why everybody wants to tell everybody what they're doing and what they're eating. Like, it just makes me so uncomfortable having other people know so much about me. Like, it genuinely makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, don't you just kind of want to enjoy your meal just to yourself? Like, why do you have to tell other people like what you're doing? Or like when people are like, "Oh, I wonder what bag you have," I'm like, "Yeah, bitch. Do you know who manufactured it? You dumb fuck." And then, but I can't say that because then it's just like, oh my god, dude, this is why I like people in esports because most of the time everybody already knows. Like that's why they buy certain things the way that they fucking do, and that's why I was very disappointed in Daniel because I'm like, okay, I see he's doing this, but then he doesn't prioritize what Yeah, exactly. He's making that Tim mistake again. So I'm just like, honestly, like fuck this shit. So that no, it's the drugs. Like I'm fucking insane on drugs. Like you don't understand. Like I remember when I used to do drugs, right? I would love having sex on drugs, but then like after the sex, it would be kind of like either we need to get more drugs or or we would have to go both our separate ways to go get drugs, and to get the money to get the drugs. And it's just like one big fucking black hole of shit, you know? And like I couldn't fucking deal with it cuz I remember I dated someone called Johnny, right? And then he would do this like vacuum selling thing or whatever, and then I would get hella pissed off cuz I would try to help him find the money to do the drugs that he wanted to do. But then it's like I didn't want to tell him to quit because I love doing drugs. Like if I tell him to quit, then he's gonna make me stop doing drugs, and I was like, I was not ready to stop doing drugs. So like, oh my god, it's just so fucking bad all the time. And then it's like I get jealous of what he has to do, and then he gets jealous of what I have to do. So it's just like honestly, it's just like it can't work because it's just so possessive and so like fucking. Uh, this is why like when you're a very monogamous person, drugs and sex just don't work. you know, and that's why like when I came into esports and I saw the like Zoe Quinn thing, and then when I saw the Zoe post, I was like latched onto it because I'm like, this is like the perfect thing, and that's why I like actually support hackers because I'm like now I can have like my because like I don't think I've ever really dated anybody with like a college degree because I just don't like those type of guys. I just find them so boring. Like no offense, like guys are great, but I don't want it. Like I don't know. And so the whole drugs and like all that stuff it just kept happening and like oh my god. No, oh yeah, so thank you. So that's why I like esports cuz it's like kind of college educated smart level, but then they're not that like, they actually do other shit on the side and I'm just like, "Oh, this is perfect. I love it." And then like you don't have to worry about that whole like where are we gonna go find drug money? What do I have to do that's gonna make you? And then it's just like all that shit. I just don't have to deal with it. And I just fucking love it because it's just like everything combined into one thing, and it's just like the perfect fucking place for me. I get my monogamous relationship, and I get my fucking not so clean but very smart. Like I just love it. Well, yeah, because you guys, that's not your fucking goal. Like, you guys just don't understand. Like, I've literally went so far into it that I'm just literally like, there's literally nothing here left to be done. And once you get to that point, it's just like you cannot do anything. And that kind of insecurity and that kind of unreliability is just it gets too much. So personally, I couldn't handle it. I don't know how the fuck you guys handle it, but I couldn't handle it, and it's just one deep dark black hole. And like, it's fun for probably like the first year, and then after the first year, you're just like, God damn it, I'm stuck. And that's why I kind of like esports, and that's why I always support people doing whatever the fuck they want. And like, I see China and Korea and like Europe doing it, and they're all doing fucking fine. So I'm like, honestly, like, what the fuck is the problem? you know, so yeah, I don't know. This is where I'm at, and that's kind of no. It's just tattoos. Oh god, it's like everything that I want in like one thing. It's like monogamy, possessiveness, tattoos. Fucking understands me without me ever having to say anything. Actually knows me better and says, if you do this, you're probably gonna end up doing this. And I'm like, fuck, you're right. And then someone that's actually dominant over me that I'm actually willing to listen to because you actually have to do it the right way. I don't know how, but you have to do it the right way or I'm not going to listen to you. Like if you just try to throw that shit on me like, "Oh yeah, listen to me because I'm threatening you." I'm like, "Honey, that ain't the right way." All right, anyways. So yeah, would I date I already said this. I said I would have stayed with Nico if he was okay with my mom. But it was okay, so before I did coke, it would have been way better because I would have just stayed with Nico like I've always done in his car like all the time. Like but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So instead of hating my mom, you should have been like, I don't know why your mom hates me, but I mean, is there any reason why she hates me? Or like, what can I really do? And it's just like, you have to understand, I'm not very good at communication. And that's kind of why I always needed somebody to know more about me than I knew about me to be able to date them. You know? So, yeah, and that's why like a lot of things in esports it works because it's like I don't have to explain myself. It's like you guys know more than I do, and that just helps the situation so much more. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I like esports so much. That's why I would never leave this community because you have to understand a lot of the Nico, Abdul, like all these things, the reason why it happens is because of the normal situation, like the normie stuff. Thank you. Like if I didn't have all these like normie standards, like we would have been fine. Like if it was something like esports, we would have been fine. You know what I mean? Because like yeah, exactly. In esports, you have no other choice but to communicate. And like in situations like that, it's just kind of hard to fuck up, right? Because it's like yeah, exactly. All you have is communication. So like, what is really left, right? So yeah, I don't know. I just really like esports because I feel like no, it's not just that. It's like people are very understanding. Like a lot of people in esports, the reason why they're accepting is they're like, well, if your family is doing this and my family is doing this, let's just all be friends and like take care of each other. You know? Well, originally, not really now, but originally. So, um, yeah, that's also like another reason because if you think about like what happened with Nico and Abdul, like if it was kind of like an esports situation where everybody was just kind of okay with each other and was like communicating with each other, then it would have been fine, right? Because we wouldn't feel the urge to be like, oh, this is unacceptable, or this is not okay, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. And it's just kind of like, why? If it was like, if Nico and I met in esports, thank you, then it would have been like, hey, my mom does this, and I would be like, oh, that's so awesome, and I would have been like, yeah, my mom does this, and then instead of that pre-existing thing of why is your mom like that, it would have been like accepting of each other's moms. But because it was from a normie situation, it was more of, well, why can't your mom be like this? And I'm like, honestly, like that's just rude. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of the Steve stuff because it's like my mom and Steve. But then even before that, I think there was a guy called Roger that asked me on a date. But then the whole time I was talking to Kevin. And like ever since then, I've always noticed that I have a problem with how I deal with guys. And like my dad never really taught me, my mom didn't really teach me. I think it was Liz that really taught me because I remember Pedro used to really like me, and Liz would always tell me like, if you don't like Pedro, do not lead him on, tell him that you don't like him so he doesn't try to keep chasing you. And then I was just like, I don't know what the fuck this means, but I guess I have to do it because I don't like him. So it was actually Liz who taught me a lot about like relationships and stuff because I mean she only said one thing, but that was like pretty much everything. So a lot of times in esports, no, that's why I got hella pissed off at Travis. I tried to explain to him. I was just like, I don't know if I can date you. Like, this is kind of boring. All we do is just nothing. And, like, it's not even, like, comfortable. It's just kind of like, he does everything he's supposed to do. Like, that's not, like, a relationship. That's just you being my bitch. Like, I don't want you to be my bitch. I want you to have your own thing. And, like, you know what I mean? And I understand that about a lot of guys, and that's why I don't like, that's why I like mechanics, because most of the time they just go fix their cars. And it's funny because they don't really bother me. when they fix their cars. They're just like, my car is now my everything, and I'm just like, that's fine. I don't care. I like to watch you fix cars, just like I like to watch my cousins play video games. Like, it's fine to do your own thing. I don't care, as long as I get my attention. I don't give a fuck. So, um, no, that's why I think I always fell for guys who always had their own thing going on. And I think that's why I always fell for like drug dealers and stuff, because they were always would be so focused on like their own thing that like they would never care about me. But then like once I got deeper into it, I was just like, the things they do to sell drugs, I just can't, because I'm like, I don't really want you flirting. And then it's like when I try to do the same thing, like if they sell drugs, then I go sell, so they don't like what I do and I don't like what they do. But then once we're at that level, like what can you really do? You know what I mean? And that's that's kind of why I like esports, because I'm like, you know so no, I'm just saying hypothetically, if a guy is selling drugs, then like what can a girl do to help? Have sex, right? So if drug dealing is just as bad as being a sex worker, then like isn't that even? Actually, sex worker is better because you can always have your drug dealer boyfriend protect you. So it's like, and you don't have to worry about getting robbed. Well, actually you do, but it would be like easier than if he had like thousands of dollars on him while he went to go sell drugs to move. All right, you know what, you guys, damn it. I already thought about this for a really long time, okay? Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. I just think esports is just such a great place, honestly. And I think that's why, like, whenever you guys fuck with me, I get really pissed off, because I'm like, I don't think you guys understand, like, what you're fucking up here. So then I get really pissed off. And I try not to drag the whole, like, criminal shit into everything, because I'm like, I don't think anybody understands, so I'm trying to go, like, the legal way. So, like, I'm like, legitimately trying my hardest to obey the rules. Sometimes. But yeah, I don't really know what else you guys want to talk about. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Would I ever consider dating Nico again? I don't think so. Because there's a lot of stuff from like school and like all the friends that are involved. I just don't trust those people. And that's why the whole Tim thing will probably never happen again, because I think he tried. And then after the movie and stuff, I just didn't care anymore. Like, yeah, I think it is a Scorpio thing. I really think it is. Because he ignored me once, he blocked me once, and then he wanted to add me again. I'm just like, honestly, I don't know if you're gonna do it again, so I don't even want to be involved anymore. So, how about for Nico? Nico is a Sagittarius. No, Libra? I don't know what the fuck he is. I've never cared. But, I just know he's super peaceful. We get along really well. It's just, I get really possessive. Like, he might not know this, but I do get really possessive. Like, originally when we were dating, the reason why I was never possessive was because I didn't care. But then now I really care, because, like, not the drugs. It's because I'm thinking more into the future instead of just thinking about right now, you know? Like, when you're young and you're dating, you're just kind of like, okay, I'm just happy with it now. And then when I get bored of it, I'll just break up, you know? But then for me, I don't like breaking up. Like, I've tried to break up and I ended up cheating twice, so obviously that's not working. So I just try to avoid relationships at all costs now. Instead of figuring out how to break up with people, I just don't want to date at all. And, like, that's why when the Daniel thing happened, I'm just like, as soon as something happens, I'm just gonna be out. Because I don't want it to get into a relationship, and then we have that whole entire Steve thing where it becomes like a problem between both of us, and then just like a huge problem between both of us. Like, I'd rather just be out like now. You know, I don't want it to get to that level, and then I'm just like, honestly, I just want to out. So, yeah. Are we done? Because I kind of want to be done. Alright, anyways. But yeah, hopefully this never has to come up again, because I don't want to answer these fucking questions again. Um, can't think of anything, but I feel like there's a lot of questions that someone wants to ask. No, I never cared about what Nico's fucking birthday was. God damn it. Why does it matter? Does it go Sagittarius and then Scorpio? Is that why you guys keep fucking bringing up the November shit? I don't even remember when his birthday is. He fucking pissed me off and I just fucking forgot everything. Yeah, that video on YouTube, as soon as that video on Facebook, after that went up, I just got so fucking pissed off at him. I was just like, honestly, I don't even give a shit anymore. And I was done. No, before I didn't really care how he treated me because I'm like, I did cheat on him and he has done a lot for me, so I kind of owe him. But then after that, I was just like, honestly, I can't handle this shit anymore. I'm fucking done. And then every single time, like, I'm trying to move on with my relationship, he fucking texts me, and I'm like, God damn it, I feel like I owe him shit. So then it's like, I'm done. How come I don't do that with this now? Because he hasn't done anything. It's actually more of my fault because I'm around more guys than he is around girls. And like, I feel like he's not dumb enough to fall for those kind of girls. Because I have a feeling he actually gets kind of annoyed by them. So, I mean, if he was never annoyed by you guys, then why didn't he ever date you before I came along? You know what I mean? Like, here, let me explain to you the timeline of this, okay? He never did anything before 2015, right? And for some reason, around 2015, 2016, he somehow got involved in this, even though he's had the opportunity to be involved in it this whole entire fucking time. Like, he didn't just join esports in 2015. Like, he's been around this whole entire fucking time and nothing's ever happened. Like, I don't think so. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think he's that fucking dumb. So, the timing's a little bit fucking suspicious considering how everything. I think now he gets why like I'm like this, but originally I was just like, I don't want to like, okay, so how do I say this? Before the whole situation with Grow Score, thank you, with Reckless and Sneaky, right? Reckless and Sneaky were kind of like perfect little kids who were never done anything bad, right? Well, I mean, if you can see my emails, you know what I've done. So after that, I was just like, I can't, like, I would never date anybody like, thank you, I would never date anybody like Reckless or Sneaky because they're so clean. I would never want to mess up their life. And then, like, all this shit happens. I'm like, well, fuck, like, like, but then, no, Meteos has always been dirty. He already got ELO ban. And that's why when he told me, not told me, sorry. He said it on his stream. It was really funny. He's like, well, whenever I'm with a prostitute, I usually turn off the lights. So I'm like, oh man, this guy's savage. All right, anyways. So, everybody does it in a different way. But, yeah, I just, the timing is just. Oh, there's only one G. Alright, end date, start date. What the fuck does that even mean? What are the dates? Man, you guys fucking fuck with me too much. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. Okay, November 22nd to December 21st. I think he's a Libra. Oh god. Okay, I don't know. I don't remember when his birthday is. I genuinely don't. Okay, November, October. He's a Scorpio? No, I don't think he is. I think he was like a Sagittarius or something. Maybe I don't fucking remember his birthday. I already blocked him on Facebook because he fucking pissed me off. But yeah, I don't remember. I think he was a Sagittarius. And then I was like, oh, that's why we get along. Oh no, hold on. Aquarius. Oh no, it's Libra. So maybe he is a Libra. Because I remember it was something where we got along a lot and I just didn't understand. Or maybe he is a Sagittarius. Honestly, I don't care. I really don't fucking care. Maybe it was a Libra. Well, I never dated Korhan because he's brothers with Khan, and Khan has a fragile ego. Fragile ego. He gets discouraged really easily. So I was like, I can't do this to one of them because if I date one of them, the other one's gonna fight the other one, and I just couldn't take it. Anyways, so I was just like, fuck this shit. I'm done. I'm not gonna fucking date either one of them, and they can hate me. They can move on with their life. I don't give a fuck. But at least I didn't fucking. No, I've always been like this ever since I was in high school. So like, yeah, but I don't like to use them constantly because it's like, what the fuck? It has nothing to do with them. So no, this is why I don't like to talk to them when I'm drunk. Because you guys always fucking do this shit when I'm fucking drunk! Alright, anyways. Well, I can't date two people now, can I? I mean, I'm sure they would agree, but I don't want to date two people. So, no, it happens, like, if you think about Meteos and Sneaky, they're pretty much like Khan and Korhan, just all fucking over again. So, I'm pretty happy that Reckless is his individual person because they're not like, oh god, I hate that. Alright, anyways. Yeah. That's about it, guys. I don't know what else to say. Oh yeah, the Roger and Kevin thing. So Roger invited me on a date, but I like to drink with Kevin. Like, I like everything Kevin is. Like, he was emo, he had his own moped, he modded that shit, and like, he likes to drink. And like, honestly, that's like everything I wanted. But then Roger's like that really good kid who's just like, and it's actually my fault, thank you. Because I was like, hey, Margaret, like, Roger's hella cute. And like, this is why I just don't compliment people anymore. And it's funny because I did start doing that in esports, and you guys were like, dude, I don't think you want to do this. I'm like, fuck. And I was just like, I have a really bad feeling about this, so I'm probably not gonna do this anymore. No, that's why I started having really mean comments, especially towards people who like I can tell would flirt with me. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck is this? Or like sometimes I'll just be like, I need to put a post-it on his face because I can't do this. But yeah, I'm just like a huge slut. What can I say? I get along with everyone, and apparently when you're a guy and you flirt with girls it's fine, but when you're a girl and you flirt with guys, you're a slut. So I guess I'm just a fucking slut. Fuck it. Like, I don't know what you want from me. But why am I not into monogamy? Polygamy, you mean? Because I'm very possessive. Like, once, like, I don't like to share that dick. You know, I'm just not okay with it. And I like esports because, I mean, obviously, Gamergate, the whole, for me, how I saw it was pretty much like he's more into monogamy than he is into polygamy, but he's okay to polygamy because he loves the person so much that he's okay with it. But I remember the way Daniel explained it was kind of like, because I think he's kind of like a perfectionist where he's like, I don't think Daniel could stand the fact that so many guys like me, so he was like, yeah, let's just make it into a polygamous relationship. I'm like, if you explain it this way, then fuck, can I say no? Like, but but I was like, first of all, I don't trust you and you don't prioritize me, so like that just kind of cancels out the other two. That's a no. But yeah, but in terms of the way Daniel explained it was pretty much like, yeah, everybody likes you so much and like you're always in the industries where there are most guys and the guys aren't going to stop liking you. So why don't we just do a polygamous relationship? I'm like, yeah, sure, that sounds legit. Well, I'm also in esports. So like I actually cannot seek out people like that. Because then I would ruin my reputation. And like it's not like Daniel's like marrying me or like promising me or anything, like he's not like, oh yeah, I'll do anything for you, Christine. So I'm like, honestly, this just sounds like a stupid fucking idea. No, like if you look at Tara Babcock and her boyfriend, like they're pretty much together forever, pretty much. They're always like each other's number one. Like everything is always their relationship and their bond and their emotions are always going to be number one priority for both each one of them. Does that even make sense? Like Tara Babcock, Tara, oh my god, fuck. I need to go watch her video again. Anyways, sorry. I know I'm saying it wrong because I remember she corrected me in one of her videos. Not corrected me, but she said her name correctly, and I was just like, fuck. So she and her boyfriend are always like, everything she does, she will always say, okay, well, as long as me and Jay, or like she'll say me and Jay and me and Jay, or like a lot of decisions that she wants to come up with, she'll be like, yeah, me and Jay. She doesn't ever go, yeah, I decided this and Jay can just go fuck off. Like, I don't think she's ever said that or ever even, you know what I mean? Everything's always her and Jay. And it's always like they're the number one priority. And if anything happens or anything, it's always their first, like first for each other, always. Thank you. So, I mean, I don't exactly have that with Daniel, so I don't know why he would think that I would agree. I only agreed because I know a lot of guys like me. So, yeah, in terms of that definition, thank you, then yes. But in reality, depending on how you prioritize me and how you treat me, I would say no because it doesn't make any sense. You don't treat me like they do, right? Like you don't our relationship, thank you. Our relationship isn't that close. You don't prioritize me on top of everything. You don't tell me everything just like she tells Jay everything. Like, so why would I agree to something? I only agreed to the part where you said kind of everybody likes me. So in that sense, would you agree to have a polygamous relationship? And the answer is yes, because kind of makes sense, right? But if you're not going to prioritize my feelings, I'm not really going to be like wasting my time and ruining my reputation. You know what I mean? Because if I am in a polygamous relationship, you have to understand not a lot of guys are going to want to date me and only me. They're going to keep asking me for the same thing as well. And it's like, Tara? I think it's Tara. Tara? Fuck. I doubt myself because, like, Tara. Oh my gosh. Okay. Her and Jay, sorry, thank you. They, like, there's, like, no question, you know? And, like, for me, I have a lot of questions because I'm like, I don't know. Is this, and, you know, it's like she never has a doubt in her mind that she has Jay. And I'm just like, honestly, I don't even know if I have Daniel, to be honest. So, like, in that situation, I'm not gonna choose. How is that hard to understand for people? Oh, yeah, the reputation thing. Okay, thank you. So, how do I say this? Yeah, Jay never will threaten her, like, reputation. Like, it doesn't affect her reputation, it does not affect his reputation. But it affects my reputation because it's like, if I'm going to dedicate myself to Daniel and be in a polygamous relationship with Daniel, and then halfway through, he's just like, honestly, I don't want to be in a polygamous relationship with you anymore. Like, then, like, what am I supposed to do? He just kind of ruined my life like Steve did, right? But even if Jay left her, it wouldn't really matter because it's like, you know what I mean? No, because she's into open relationships and she's into polygamous relationships. So her mental, thank you, would not be as broken down as if I was to do it, you know, because I'm a very monogamous person and I'm only agreeing to it because of his specific reason. Yeah, exactly, which is exactly like Gamergate. That's why like he was so nervous about you guys, and that's why I was like, there's something wrong with this because it's very obvious and very clearly written and very, very detailed descriptions, thank you, of what you did. And like he is obviously terrified and strongly disagrees with everything you guys have done. I'm just like, this is written in so much detail. Like, I don't think there's any possible way of misunderstanding this unless your motive is completely different. Thank you for reminding me because I remember doing this and I remember saying this to him. Or like I said it on Twitter or something. I don't know. Fuck. But thank you for reminding me because this was the exact reason why I didn't want to be in a polygamous relationship with him because I'm like, well, I don't really want to repeat the same mistake as Aaron if he's already made the mistake once for me. No, that's why like he's all of a sudden trying to date me now with all the Foxconn and influence in esports. I'm like, this is actually why I don't want people knowing. Because before it would be like, oh, Christine, leave me alone. I'm like, and now you're begging me. This is so annoying. Anyways, No, I think this is why I get along with people with power all the time because they're like, see, this is why we never tell you stuff. I'm like, yeah, damn right. Like, do you see me disagreeing? All right, anyways, would I ever date him now? I mean, we were talking a while ago, like me and Kevin, but honestly, not really because he's so like, he's not really someone I would want to date anymore. You know, he's so like formal and like, ugh, I don't know, it's just not what I wanted. But it's okay. That's what he wanted and what he grew up with. So I'm okay with it. As long as he's happy, I don't care. Um, uh, yeah, dude, that's actually why I was like protecting the Eric that I used to work with because of the Eric that I used to swim with. I was just like, oh my god. No, that's why I was like protecting the bears because I was like, you guys don't know. It was so funny because I got drunk this one time and like Kabir couldn't fucking carry me for shit. And it was hella funny because Eric was like the only one who could carry me, and I was just like, it's funny because he would let his all his other friends pick first, and I was like, oh, look at this bear. All right, anyways, so yeah, that was yeah, that's it. I think Roger still actually is very bad at dating because of what I did. So I actually messaged him on Facebook to kind of compensate for it. And I remember Jorgen was actually very hurt over that, but I don't think he understands that, like, well, actually, I feel like no, only the Pisces know I have a problem saying no. And so his method is to guilt trip me into saying no. It's actually a really like confusing but like very smart way because like oh man, I don't even understand what the fuck he does, but it works. But yeah, he understands because he's noticed like I mean yeah, I guess it could just be the emotion thing because we're both Pisces and Scorpio. We're very emotional, so like emotionally, he knows I'm very very uncomfortable. So like he knows that I want to say no. Yeah, so that's it. I think that's why he dated her. Like I think he's still pissed off about it. I think because I remember I was in San Diego and then it just got really bad and he was just really pissed. Anyways, no, I think that's I like oh god damn it. I think there's a lot of things you guys don't know, and that's kind of why like I wanted to make sure that what I am saying today, you guys like. I mean, I'd rather just keep it up so you guys can watch it whenever you want instead of asking me again and again. Like, just watch it over again. But so I just didn't want today, thank you, to be of how to date her, but more of why I choose who I am choosing now. You know, like, because I'm sure you guys are all fully aware of what he is doing. So it's kind of like now you kind of understand why I choose him and why I want to date him versus everybody else. Because there's certain things in life that you cannot control, and honestly, this is probably why these people piss me off so fucking much. Alright, anyways. uh, Nothing revolves around me. I just, I just am. No, okay, so this is actually why I never force girls to be my friends, and I never try to date anybody that is my friend. No, I never try to date someone who likes. Damn it. I never try to date someone my friend likes because I remember a long time ago Janice told me that no wait, Margaret told me that Janice liked Wilson, but I was like I can't really control Wilson's emotions for me. So then I've always been kind of pissed off at Janice. But then now that I've grown older, I've come to realize that, like, I can just not be friends with women. And if I know men like me, then I can just purposely ignore them Yeah, I think that makes sense. No, that's actually why I try not to be nice to a lot of guys. I try not to be friends with a lot of guys, especially in esports. I also try not to be friends with girls, and I also try not to be friends with girls who knows a lot of guys. So I'm already trying my best here, and that's why I don't really like to date in a school situation. Not actually, it's actually not because of the Tim and the whole like Nico thing. I actually don't care because I know I can win regardless. And like honestly, it's fun to a certain point because and that's kind of why I said Tim was really dumb to believe them because I'm like, maybe I got this wrong the whole time and I'm just wasting my fucking time. So like might as well just move on with my life so I can find somebody who really cares. So that's kind of why I'm just like at first it's fun, but then afterwards, yeah, after a year or after a few months you start figuring out the truth and it's just like, well, if you really want them, then go with them because I am technically wasting my time when I could be meeting someone else. Well, that's not really my problem, right? Like you decided to choose them, so now you're stuck where you are because you made your decision, right? Because I don't like. Okay, so if you guys know anything about me and Steve's relationship, like we fought that shit out. My mom hated Steve. I could not be with Steve. I cannot talk to Steve. Like we fought our whole entire relationship. There was like literally not a day where we didn't have to fight to be with each other or to try and communicate with each other. So like that whole entire relationship was just fighting the whole time to be with each other. And honestly, like after that and after the abortion, I was just like, I'm so done with this. Like I never want to fight for anybody anymore. And I think that's why Nico, David, Abdul, I think that's why like all those relationships just got progressively worse and worse. And for Abdul, it's actually got really bad because I remember I trusted him and then yeah, that was just fucked up. Because I was like, are you sure you can pick me up? Because I realized later, actually, the reason why I wasn't so mad at Abdul later on is because I was like, it would have been nice for him to just tell me he couldn't get a car. Then I would have been like, honestly, I'll just see you another day. And then it would have been fine. And that's why I always get guys. I always try to remind you guys. Always tell her the truth. And if she doesn't like you because of the truth, then there's already a problem. So there's one more thing. And Nico, I remember we used to smoke weed a lot, right? So after I started like getting older and stuff, I was just like, honestly, I don't even know why you want to always give me weed. Like, wouldn't I be able to get better weed? And even if I can't get, no, it was actually Nico and Abdul would have the same problem because Abdul didn't realize that I had a club card. So technically, I could actually get better weed than he could. So like I don't understand why guys always try this shit with me. And that's kind of why I've always told people around me. I'm not saying like to everybody because I'm pretty sure a lot of guys are like, yeah, this feeds into my ego because if I don't do this, then I don't feel like I'm a man or some shit. I don't fucking know. I'm not a guy. So I understand that aspect, but honestly, like in terms of my relationship with Nico and Abdul, like if you guys never did that, I think things would have been better. You know what I mean? Because first of all, you wouldn't be getting in trouble, and second of all, you wouldn't have to lie to me about not having something. You could have been like, "Oh, I can't do this," and I've been like, "Okay, that's fine." Like, why would I hate you because you were honest with me? Just didn't make sense. So, totally just spat on myself. I think there's something else. Well, the reason why I like drug dealers is because they try really hard. So it's like who wouldn't want to marry that? Like honestly, like if they're gonna try their best all the time, like can you imagine dating them or having kids with them? Like they're just always gonna try their best to always be like the best person that they could be. Like why would I not want that? Things fucking besides getting going to jail, everything was great. No, that's why I like Reckless when he works really hard, and that's why I shit on everybody in esports whenever you guys are like, oh, he shouldn't work so hard. I'm like, honestly, like, you're probably the reason why all my rich friends are like not doing better than they could be doing. And it actually kind of annoys me because that's why I'm always like, honestly, this is why I date drug dealers because they never stop working hard. And like, you guys are just, I just can't stand it. But everybody's different. I think I did yell at him recently. I was like, why didn't you study physics? Or like, I know you could have gotten into like probably the best fucking school ever. You know? No, I don't like doing academics. I like doing art and I like swimming. Like, I don't actually like going to school. I only did it because I got shit from my dad. Like, my dad would offer me shit, but otherwise, I don't like going to school. I only did it to make my dad happy. Anyways, so technically we're done, right? Because I don't really want to deal with this anymore. I don't like to be friends with people in esports because I don't want girls to think I'm flirting with someone they like. So I'd rather not have fans and just have bots, like I've said fucking 10 times, billion times. And I'd rather not have any male friends and instead just coworkers who can stay on business. What? No. Who can focus? No, not involve personal emotions into their business dealings. Thank you. No, I really liked Josh, but he's just so stable and he's so passive that I'm like, he's gonna cheat on me and I will never even fucking know it because he's so passive all the time. So yeah, I actually prefer crazy outbursts over very passiveness and not communicating with me. Oh no, that was just me. That was just thank you for reminding me because I actually kind of forgot. I was just like, I don't want to date you. You're so boring. I don't know what to do. Why are we doing this? I can't do this anymore. and then you got a girlfriend. No, I got hella mad at him. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? We can't do anything. We can't play League of Legends. And that's why like I kept saying like I hate the way Sneaky plays League of Legends. Is so fucking stupid and so fucking boring. And that's why whenever Reckless starts doing that shit, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? This shit is fucking retarded. Don't do this. Anyways, so I really need to cut my nails. While I was writing emails, I don't know. I just wanted to like. I figured because you know how sometimes. Okay, so I was doing a lot of emails today at work because I wanted you guys to have the time to think about stuff before you came in. Because I know a lot of people who come in and then they buy stuff and then like for me personally, I hate it, and that's why I always return stuff. Because I would come back, I would buy stuff in store, and then I would come back and be like, I fucking hate this shit. And I go back and return it. And that's why I don't like it whenever people come up to me and try to sell me shit. I actually like it in like Asia and stuff because I'm like, everybody has the same shit, so it's more of who you want to buy from. So that's different, but I'm just saying that's why I was sending them emails so they can have the information so they can think about it and thank God someone brought it up today that the prices were on the internet and on the website because I was like, honestly, I feel like I'm in fucking English class again, thank you, where you have to like try and fill. Okay, maybe only private schools understand this because it's hella funny. You know how like I don't know, I think this might be a private school thing where the teacher says never start a sentence with he, him, you, her, your, this, that, and then it would be like do not use this, do not use that, do not use he, do not use you, do not use me, Do not use I. And I was just like over there trying to be like, all right, I work at this place. I can't write this like a fucking PhD paper right now. And I was just like, fuck. I gotta put some these and I gotta put some that. And then the whole entire word of for is just like such a bad like transition word that I'm just like I can't use the word for, but then I can't really write in third person and be like this the date of, because this you're not supposed to use this, you know, this that the there where how, you know, you're not supposed to use any of these words. I'm over there having like a mental fucking breakdown being like, is this too complicated for where I'm working? Like, dude, I had so much fun writing today. Anyways, no, VIP pet care, like they want you to give like very specific information, and sometimes I don't feel comfortable using your personal address and your name and your phone number because I'm like, I feel like this is very personal information that I should not be using. Like, anyways, I mean, I don't think anybody's actually had a moral or ethical wall, thank you, of hey, you know, don't fucking go into people's personal shit. But that's just my own personal opinion on how I think it is wrong to do that. So, god damn it. This is why in business they teach you ethics and morals and don't do this and don't do that or this is gonna happen. Like, you guys don't understand. Half of business is about ethics and morals. And then for computer science, it's just kind of like copy, copy, copy. And then for engineering, it's like, oh, let's all work as a group. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Why don't you guys just do it? And they're like, yeah, I'm a fucking leader. I'm gonna do everything. School is so boring. No creativity, no innovation. Like, ugh. Is this why I want to fix cars? Honestly, I just want to fix cars so I know what to do with my car. And then meanwhile, you know, I just want a cheap ass car because insurance doesn't exist. No, this is actually why I really like watching the Sons of Anarchy and Mayans Motor Club or whatever, because I'm like, I kind of want to join just so like I can have better car insurance. You know what I mean? Because car insurance doesn't exist. So I'm like, can I just join for insurance purposes? But then I'm like, half of the stuff they do is not insurance purposes. Oh god, I'm sorry. It's funny because I want to join because of the protection. I don't want to join because I want to do those things. I just want to join just to make sure my car doesn't get hit, you know? And I'm like, if the insurance companies can't do it for me, like, what? I'm sorry. It's funny. It's funny because it's fucked up, but it's funny because it's funny. All right, leave me alone. Anyways, am I really gonna join? No, because they're a criminal organization. Like, if it was just like for insurance purposes, yeah, thank you. If it was like Taiwanese triad stuff, where I mean Taiwanese mafia stuff, where it's like if we pay you a protection racket, then you have to be obligated to protect them. Then yeah, obviously, why the fuck would I ever buy fucking insurance? Why don't I just pay fucking not insurance people and then just get protection? Like, why would I honestly? I don't understand. Americans and their shit just doesn't make any goddamn sense sometimes. Never understand. Anyways, no, sometimes like I have like this personal moment of thinking like, what the fuck? Why am I so pissed? I just gotta accept it, you know. I just gotta accept that people just blows my mind. Anyways, this has nothing to do with relationships. I'm gonna go. I'm done. um, I don't know. I've never had that question asked. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea because I know personally if I try to date any one of those people, I would probably figure out within a month that I don't like them. either a month or a year that I don't like them, and then we'll have to work on something versus just keeping everything. Like, you have to understand, not everybody is willing to, like, oh, how do I say this? So, I don't know how to fucking say this. So, I mean, it's pretty rare that someone would just. Oh, okay, that works. So it's usually pretty rare for, like, remember when I was doing the whole Nico thing, and then it was just like, not a lot of people would be willing to be like, yeah, I'll go check it out with my ex girlfriend, and then you can go check it out with your ex boyfriend. Like, not everybody's okay with that shit, or like, being like, yeah, go ahead and try and date this person. I'll just wait for you to see if it works out. Like, not everybody's okay with that. And honestly, whoever is okay with it, I would probably not date, except the whole ex girlfriend and ex boyfriend thing is kind of like we both have the same problem. Because it's kind of like, I think she kept asking him for shit every now and then my ex boyfriend would always try to fuck, and it's like, he has pretty good dick. I'm not gonna complain, so why would I say no? And so, no, like, on his perspective, it's because he's a gamer, and there's not that many girls that you can just have sex with that wouldn't, like, talk shit. So for him, I think it's a different reason than why I did it. I did it because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Nico's got a pretty good dick. Why would I complain? Like, why would I want to risk and change everything when I already got, like, a good dick that I know? Like, you know. But then for him, it kind of sucks because he's a gamer. So in terms of that, it's kind of like you're kind of limited to who you can have sex with without having your reputation ruined. So for him, I understand, but for me, oh wait, that's probably why he agreed to it. All right. Anyways, I mean, it's still happening, right? Anyways, so yeah. Oh man, he's so fucked up sometimes, and it's so funny. All right, no, 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 no. It's just, doesn't matter. Who cares? Not important. Okay, it's just, who cares? It's not really fucked up because, I mean, technically she does have more choices than he does. So that part is fucked up. Like, she can go fuck whoever she wants, but he can't because of who he is. And I personally just think that's fucked up. Like, obviously, I only chose to have sex with Nico, so can't even try and throw that shit back on me because I already just only had sex with Nico. So you can't even try and blame me for that shit. It's not gonna come back to me. But for her, it's kind of fucked up because she has all these choices and she has decided to fuck every single one of them while he's over there being like, I have a reputation to uphold and I can't do shit. And I'm like, oh, that's, damn it. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, that's just my point. No, that's the thing about Pisces. I remember I dated David, and David was a Pisces, and like he would just be happy with us just watching Naruto every single day, and like he wouldn't want to do anything with me. Like every time I hung out with him, all I would do would just hang out with him and then just sit around with him, and that would be it. That would be our relationship. And like it's okay when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I can't do it, and that's why I think it wasn't so much revenge. It was kind of like he really respected what I said, and then as soon as I was done, it was like he moved on, and I'm not even mad at him for it. I don't know why people are mad at it. Why are people mad when I'm not mad? Anyways, oh wait, did I ever make it public that I wasn't interested? I don't think I did. Oh shit, that's my fault. Sorry. No, I actually thought the Pisces, it's just too repetitive of the same thing. Like, oh yeah, I forgot to say that. Thank you. So Pisces, the reason why Pisces and Scorpios get along really well is because Pisces are very, very passive. So Scorpios are very bossy, thank you. So whenever Scorpios and Pisces date, no, that's how I knew it was her. But whenever Scorpios and Pisces date, the Scorpio would always be the one leading. So the Pisces would always be like, okay, let's go do this, or okay, let's go do that, because they always want to please their Scorpios. And then since Scorpios are so bossy, thank you, that's why they don't end up cheating on anybody else, and that's why they're the perfect match, because Pisces never knows what the fuck he wants to do, okay? And a Scorpio always has way too many goddamn opinions. So it works out perfectly. Yeah, but I didn't want to tell him what to do. So then we ended up not knowing what to do. So I was confused, he was confused, and we're just both very fucking confused, and we don't know what the fuck to do. So then we got really bored. I got really bored. I don't think he got bored because he's a Pisces, so naturally he wouldn't get bored. He's just happy to be who he is, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. No, Cancers are the same way. That's why Cancers and Scorpios work, because Scorpios are very, very bossy, so they'll always tell Cancer what to do. So then Cancers don't have to think very much, and that's what they don't like to do. They just like to be feeling clingy and together with whoever they like, and they're happy, you know, and they're happy to do anything. And I'm like, honestly, I don't know what the fuck to do right now. Stop asking me. And then so yeah, no, that's why I cannot date Cancers or Pisces. Like, I can date them if they have it in their charts, but otherwise, yeah, I think that's why, like, I'm only okay with a Virgo with a Leo Venus, because his Leo and his Venus makes him very, very dominant when it comes to me, because he's like, he has very strict things that he wants me to do and very strict things he doesn't want me to do. Oh yeah, I forgot. So does that kind of make sense? So it's actually, he's actually more dominant because of that one Leo and his thing, and because of his Sagittarius moon, he's actually not on my ass all the time like a normal Virgo would, thank God. So it actually really works out, because I think the Pisces and the Aries thing just kind of drives me insane, because that's just too much like time on me, and that's just too much focus on me. Like, I'm clingy, but to a certain level, you know, like that clingy and that attention just is too much for me. You know what I mean? I mean, it's great for the first month, and then afterwards, it's just like, it's just too much. I can't do it. No, that's why I like to date mechanics. Oh my god, they always have their own thing. They're always like fixing a car or they're doing something, and you're like, you can't talk to them. Oh yeah, this is also why I don't like asking people for free shit when they're mechanics, because like, every single thing about a car takes time, you know? So it's like, if you want to put me into your schedule, then it's like, yeah, you can do it really quickly, but then when something happens again, then you're gonna have to do it again. So then instead of focusing on finishing one thing, you gotta like focus on my thing. And then like mechanics, they just like, I feel stressed out for you. Like, I know you guys are always like, yeah, it's okay, Christine, I can do it for you, but I'm like stressed out knowing that it's like out of order. That's why, like, I think that's why I feel more stressed for you than you probably are stressed for me, because you guys are probably like, yeah, I can do it, don't worry about it, I'll deal with it. And I'm like, no, like, I don't think you understand, like, I'm really stressed out right now. And I guess you guys are thinking like, oh yeah, I'm stressed out because like it's not getting done. Like, no, like, it's out of order. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to finish doing that thing and then work on my thing. No, except for the stereo. I knew that shit was gonna be quick. But then you wanted to do like the whole fucking thing for me, which I was just like, honestly, just tell me what to do. Like, just fucking tell me. And then you won't tell me. And oh my god, goddamn Capricorns. Gotta be fucking do it myself. I gotta do it. I gotta fucking do this. You can't tell me what to do because I gotta do it. God damn it. Anyways. Fucking men. Alright, anyways, it's not cultural, okay? It's just Capricorns. Like, I have a lot of Capricorns and I don't like people touching my shit. Like, I have a specific order of doing things. And like, I think that's why a lot of times people, I mean, I didn't even understand that until like I realized that everything's Capricorn. And then I started realizing like, yeah, but I think the Aquarius is a little confusing for some people because they're like, oh, maybe she's a crazy bitch, and you're right, I am. So you're not wrong about that. But I don't actually like talking about my past relationships. Because you guys ask me the same fucking question over and over again. So I don't like to talk about it. Because it's like, okay, so I already answered it once. And then you guys are like, oh, so why'd you do this? I'm like, I feel like I already answered this question. So then whenever people ask me relationship questions, it just kind of ends up going in circles. You know, it's like, why are you monogamous? I think I answer that. Like, why don't you like this kind of? I think I already answered that. And then it's just like over and over again. It's just like the same thing over and over again. And I'm just like, honestly, like after a certain point, I can't really answer any more questions because it's gonna be the same fucking answer. And do not ever think every single woman is the same because that's the dumbest thing ever. Like most of the guys that I have dated are usually Cancers, Capricorns. Like I have never dated. Fuck. Who did I not date? There are certain signs I've never dated before. Mm. Oh yeah, I've never dated a Scorpio. I don't know anything about Scorpios. I don't know anything about Tauruses. I don't really know anything about Leos, and I don't really know anything about Libras or Sagittariuses. Like there's like these three, four, these four I don't really understand. But I understand. Aries is like, not really. So I would say like these five I don't really understand. Like if you had to ask me like, oh hey, how does this person think? I will tell you right now, I have no fucking idea. Like I can go off of what like descriptions are written about it, but like personally on my own level, like I've never really experienced any personal experiences with these signs, so I don't actually know. So if you want to take my advice, it's probably not going to work because there's certain people that I've just never met and never understood. So if you start asking me like, "Oh yeah, you know, let's take Christine's advice and do this on this person," like there's a huge chance it's not going to work. Because the only people I really understand and have really dated and gotten really close to are Gemini, Cancer, Virgos, Capricorn, Aquariuses. Like these people, I can think from the top of my head, like kind of how they think and how they like how you can date them and how they are as a person. But if you try to ask me like about Aries, Taurus, and all of these, like I cannot really tell you anything because I genuinely do not understand them very that well at all. Actually, like so I would be very careful on taking my advice because there's a huge chance it's not going to work on these signs. Like maybe it's gonna work for these signs and Leo. I also don't really understand Leos to be honest. So if you are gonna take my advice or try to use what I have said today on any of these signs that I don't understand, I am not taking responsibility for what the fuck happens. Okay? Like I know Sagittariuses are usually more polygamous. I know Leos are usually more headstrong, so could be more polygamous. I don't fucking know. Like I can't even guess. Ugh, I don't. I know Gemini's you have to be really smart or they don't care. Cancers, they're just clingy. Virgos, they just want anything that they see as perfect in their eyes. And then Capricorn is very headstrong, so you have to be able to let someone just completely take care of you constantly. But for a woman, don't ever try to take care of me. Or no, as a woman, if you cannot take care of me, you're weak and I hate you. So Aquarius is Aquarius is for men actually is kind of like Sagittarius, I think, because I hear, I don't know, but Sagittarius men are technically very much like Aquariuses, where you cannot tie them down and they know a lot of people and they constantly need people to be happy. Like for me, I'm very happy when I can communicate with a bunch of people. And that's why I like esports because technically I don't have to flirt with you, but I'm still communicating with a lot of people, so that makes me happy. And that's why usually whenever you see me in real life, I can communicate and talk to a lot of people just naturally because I need human interaction. And that's why I never dated anyone really inside of my circle of friends that I grew up with because I always like to go outside of my circle. I always like to meet people outside of my circle. Yeah, that's why I said I can only date someone who knows how to track me and knows like what you know what you guys are fucking anyways. So Pisces I also cannot date because they're also like cancers where they don't fuck, what is that called? Aspire? No. Ambitious, thank you. Ambitious does not mean, oh yeah, I'm just gonna throw down this and fucking risk my whole life. No, like that's not, no. So ambitious means like you know what you want in life, you know what you want to do. Like if you compare Meteos to Sneaky to Reckless to like Crepo, Sneaky, and Meteos never really knew what they wanted to do with their lives. You know, they're kind of just like, okay, I'm gonna do this for now, and then for Meteos, it's like he knew what he wanted to do, but he didn't have the power to do it. You know, but Reckless, he knows exactly what he wants to do, and he knows how to, and he has the power to do it. So like, yeah, of course I would prefer Reckless out of all these guys because Reckless is ambitious enough and understands enough to know how to get what he wants, and he actually has the power to do it. Somewhere in between, Meteos probably was like he did sacrificed everything for love, and now it's just fucking him in the ass without any lube. Yeah, I want to throw in I wanted to throw in a dildo in there, but it didn't really make it sound funny, so I was just like, never mind. But just know I wanted to add a dildo in there just to fuck it harder, but I couldn't think of where. So no, this is why I say I like Geminis, because like Geminis usually have this like it's just smartness, you know. But Geminis also have a lot of girls, so fuck that shit. Next. All right. Anyways, no, I remember that, and I'm super grateful. But you have to understand your girlfriend, and I'm not gonna hurt another girl unless she keeps attacking me. Then you know it's all fucking fun and games then. But no, um, yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, you can try, but just be aware that you might fail. You know what I mean? Like, if you use any of my advice on one of the signs I told you not to use it on, like, there's a chance that it could fail. What does that mean? Like, okay, well, obviously, if you're gonna treat the person nicely and make sure that they're not doing anything fucked up when you told them specifically, don't fucking do it, then, like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter what sign. I think that's just obvious. Like, if you care about someone, then you would want to make sure that they're okay, but you know what I mean? Like, if it doesn't work, or like they tell you like, hey, don't fucking tell me what to do, then you know, hey, you know, don't blame me. But yeah. I don't like to do relationship or like advice stuff because it really is dependent on the person, and also it also depends on what you tell me and how you tell it to me. Because if I actually ever get a chance to directly talk to the person and what they say and what you said to me are completely fucking different, you know, that doesn't really help the situation, right? Then it looks like me and you are ganging up on this innocent person instead of this innocent person coming to me honestly and telling me. They would be like, well, you guys already attacked me anyway, so fuck you. So, you know, this is why I don't do relationship stuff. No. But yeah, I like to just tell you guys my personal experience, and hopefully you guys will be smart enough to come up with your own fucking ideas instead of being like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever Christine does. No. Come up with your own fucking ideas. Decide on your own fucking things. Like, if I say, you know, because I never asked Abdul what he was doing, he was fucking, you know, he never even had a car. Oh, thank God. Okay, thank you. So, what you can do is be like, you know, instead of being like Christine and jumping to conclusions, maybe next time I can actually ask my boyfriend, like, hey, you know, if you don't have a car, you can just tell me. I'm not going to break up with you. Like, I'll still like you, you know? Maybe you can learn and do something like that instead of being like, yeah, you know, or I actually don't even know what the fuck you guys are going to do. But, I'm just saying, try to learn from my mistakes and try to change so you don't do and make the same mistakes that I did, if that makes sense. Like for me, if I had just sat down and was like thinking calmly, which I am never calm, have we noticed? So I could have probably thought about like, hey, you know, maybe he doesn't have a car, or like, you know, something like that, or like he only has a car when his friends are around. Like maybe I should be more considerate of him instead of being so mad, which has actually happened. No, it's really funny because he just brought up one thing and he's like, "Do you really think I'm fucking you over?" And I'm like, "Okay, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry." And then I sat down and I just stopped. But yeah, um, but well, that's only because he actually had that. You know what I mean? Like, because he actually did something, and that's kind of why I'm like, I don't know why I would ever want to lose this when he has already done so much for me, and I literally do nothing for him. So I don't know why I would ever, you know. Well, technically, if you think about it, he has done more for me than I have done for him, right? Spending money is not doing anything for him. Hello. Like, he's risking his reputation for me by standing up for me. So, yeah, exactly. Aw, yes. See, chat gets it. Thank you. So, dude, I've been so fucking busy with like my actual real life that like I have been so disconnected from you guys. So I'm not even gonna lie. I can't even. I probably can't even understand or hear you guys even if I wanted to. So I mean, I pay attention to him and only him. So I guess I usually just hear it from him or like I'll be like, I think he's mad at me because there's nothing here right now. So I think he's mad at me. But I don't think that's playing games. I think it's pretty clear that you're not happy. So I don't think it's like a fucked up thing. No, he does that sometimes, and then I'm like, oh no, what do I do? But yeah, I think he's gonna start doing that more. Damn it! Oh no. You gotta thank chat for that one, cause they were like, yeah, you know, when back then it was a lot, and you know, yeah, I don't even want to talk about this. Honestly, I'm so tired. I just want to go to sleep. Probably gonna go smoke a cigarette. So yeah, I'm done. I can't think of anything else. I cannot really help anybody individually with their relationship. What I can help you with is telling you what happened to me, and hopefully you will learn that doing what I am doing is going to give you the same consequences. Thank you. So you should probably come up with something else so you don't end up like me. I'm just kidding. I usually just disappear from relationships because I don't know how to fix it and I don't want to fix it. So, I mean, if you really care or whatever, you should probably try to do stuff that like okay, the reason why this situation is working better than others is because I feel like we defend each other a lot more and we don't risk the chance. We don't risk the chance of losing each other. You know how sometimes you guys are kind of like yeah, I don't really understand what the fuck you guys are doing, honestly. I just think it's not enough interest. Because if you guys really liked each other, you guys would never risk that opportunity to lose each other. You know? Unless you guys are truly different. But then if you guys are truly different, then you guys should probably be aware that you guys would have to put in more work than effort than anything, right? Alright, anyways. I'm gonna go because we're going in circles now. And I don't want to talk about this anymore. But yeah, sorry for the game today, and thank you guys for not carrying me. But you guys were still carrying me if you thought about it, because like you guys had your own agenda, and I'm over here like not even paying attention to the game. So thank you, and thank you for not throwing. No wait, thank you for not boot. You know what? I know you guys were still fucking boosting me. So like honestly, it's a loss, but I'm still being boosted. Like I can see I'm being boosted. What like I didn't say anything, but I can see that I was being boosted. So thank you guys for making sure of that. I just didn't. I can't speak at the same time. Like you know, if I could speak two different, you know, that'd be pretty awesome. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna go. My own mind, man. Sometimes I question myself. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go track him down in a little bit, or maybe right now. Bud Light. Who the fuck is this? Man, Bud Light is shit. Budweiser is so much better. Do they advertise Bud Light because nobody wants to drink that shit? Like, is that why nothing is ever sponsored by Budweiser? Dude, I'm a fucking alcoholic. Alright, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Thank you guys, and zero. Can't lie about that. Alright, he doesn't want to date me. He likes the idea of how much influence I have, and I honestly, I don't care what the fuck he has. He's a shitty person. I don't care if you have fucking Bill Gates as your dad. If you're a shitty person, I don't give a fuck who you are. Honestly, I really don't care. Sorry. Anyways, thank you and goodbye. Hold on, I gotta close this one though. Okay.